Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wayne Abraham got our invocation today.
God, who has filled the world with beauty, open our eyes to behold your gracious hand and all your works. The rejoicing in your whole creation, we may learn to serve you with gladness and singleness of heart. We also ask that from lightning, tempest, earthquake, fire, and flood, pestilence, and famine, that you deliver us and our neighbors. Amen. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Four-way test.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you, Wayne. That's great. Sergeant at Arms, Chris.
We have Cindy Hewitt from the Summit Club. We have Mr. Randy Perkins, Mr. Governor here today. And we have Mike Perla, who's a guest of Ross Geller this morning. We have Tommy Rosser here this morning. Mike Denofa, a guest of Mike Slane. Just a word about Mike. Mike and I kind of connected. I made a sales call on him, and we realized that we grew up in the same town and actually graduated high school 1 year apart. So, finally, Bill Bishop, a guest of Rob Jones.
Bill's actually my stepbrother, and he'll be presenting next week, so he wanted to come check out the scene, so I have to do Rotary. We are.
Also have Rita Perkins. She does all the work really behind the scenes. Very next to Randy. In fact, even drove him here today, so please welcome her.
And also my bride is here today.
Everybody knows she's the hostess with the mostest.
What's up with the most?
That's right. Birthdays and anniversaries.
Yes, sir. Good morning, club. How's everybody?
Good morning.
All right, we got a couple of birthdays this week. Start off with Mr. Robbie Hassel. I know he's here. I saw him earlier. Yes, sir. Did you remember it? 2 days ago? No, yesterday.
It was the 3rd, yeah.
It was the 3rd. All right. Happy birthday.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And Michael Andres. Michael Andres. Yes, sir. Yours was on the 3rd as well. Happy birthday.
Oh, right.
And Dale Hopkins. Dale?
He's not here.
Let's see, Dale didn't make it. Michael Hunt? Yeah, all right. Michael made it. All right, sir. And you got one coming up, I think, on the 8th. Yes, sir. Happy birthday to you, too. And got a couple of wedding anniversaries. Let's see, Matthew Foster. I know he's here because I saw our princess. And, you had a wedding anniversary on the 3rd, I believe it was. On the 3rd?
Yeah, sir, 14 years.
All right, that's exactly right. Happy anniversary. And Mr. Quinn, well, going incognito. I recognized you anyway. Wedding anniversary. You and Judy been married on the 3rd. How many?
31.
Yeah, so we got. Congratulations. That's it, Mr. President.
Hey, okay, we've got a little Rotary trivia today. This is an easy one. So again, Mr. Rotary, you are not eligible for this one. Okay, who knows what the very first Rotary Club Community Project was? It was in 1907.
Toilet.
Was it?
Big stop.
I think it was outdoor.
like toilets.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Lisa, congratulations. Yeah, as it turns out, there were no public toilets in downtown Chicago in 1907. So the only public toilets were available were in saloons, and unescorted ladies were not allowed in saloons. So they built public toilets downtown. Here you go, Lisa, catch mark. There you go. Okay, great. Number 2, what's the furthest distance from Chicago that a rotary pen or four-way test has been displayed? Furthest distance.
10,000 miles.
12.5.
On the moon. The moon.
Okay, I'm gonna open up to anybody. Oh, come on. Really? What did you say?
He said the moon.
The moon? Congratulations, that's it. Somebody else said?
Isn't that 10,000?
Who said the moon? Our dad. Oh, you did? No, congratulations, that's right. Neil Armstrong's dad was an honorary member of the Rotary Club of Spring Lake Grill, New Jersey. They planted a four-way test pen on the moon. So, I thought that was cool stuff. Let's see, football pool. First, read the results. You ready?
Yeah, there are some sheets on your table. All right, so I make lots of mistakes, and one of them was when I added some European football because of course I didn't think of ties. And 2 to 3 games ended in ties, which didn't help Tony Blumeyer much. So we had a really pretty impressive week overall. You know, in the past we've done best score, worst score, and I think it started where some people would call the worst score the 0 award. I thought that was a little bit harsh. So I was thinking of alternative names, and I was thinking, well, what about the what in the heck were you thinking award? that seemed too harsh too. So I thought maybe what I should do is have it be the Bless Your Heart award. So I thought if I just said it with the right dose of insincerity, condescension, it'll get across. The people who were in the running for this, Guy Ravondo, really close. Tony Blumeyer, pretty darn close too, but really the person who, bless your heart, Danny Farley. Right. And apparently because his pens don't work very well for him, we give him a couple of pens courtesy of Mark Luttrell.
All right, thank you, Mark.
And speaking of Mark Luttrell, didn't even pick Vanderbilt. Played football there. You picked Georgia. Head over heart did not have a smart. All I can say is, what about all the other guys? Well, you got that one. On the positive end, it was really impressive. A lot of people had 18 right. A lot of people had 17 right. Some of the traditional top scorers, James Peterman was in there, but then came down to 2 who tied with 19. Ken Kika and Richard Needham. They both picked NC State for the tiebreaker, and unfortunately, they both put the total down too. They, as far as the points, Ken picked 35, but Richard picked 40, which was the point total. Wow. Richard nailed it. So, Richard, I'm going to give you some golf balls. Where's Ken Kika? I saw him, but I didn't. Oh, there you are, Ken. You're doing so well. And thanks also to Dan Quinn and Tony Blumeyer for giving lots of gifts to replenish the prizes. So the sheets are on your table. If you need extras, let me know. Thanks very much.
Thanks. Okay, announcements. I know you guys want to have a quick little.
Well, let's do it. So Danny and I are just keeping this in front of you. As you know, that on Saturday, November the 2nd, a big day for both Rotary, especially for Gate City Rotary. But hopefully all of you will join us for the JDRF walk out at Country Park, which myself, fellow Rotarian Lane Schiffman and Jay Harris, who are all my lifelong friends, are co-chairing the JDRF walk, will walk with us as Rotarians. Then build up our appetite and head down the road to Pickstock.
Yep, Pickstock. Chip, have we got some volunteers on our cook team yet?
1 or 2, we need some more.
We need about 8 more.
Exactly.
We need about 8 more. So you guys, please get together with Chip about helping for cooking. And we're going to do, every time you put something in your mouth, I'm going to ask you a question. Are we going to do a practice cook? Are we going to do a world's greatest
We're
meal?
going to do 2 practice cooks. We've not set the dates. In fact, my fellow cook team member, Rick, and I are going to discuss that afterwards this morning and be sure we got the dates down and go for it.
Okay.
So,
And we'll be canceling the meeting that week, right? Is
Yes,
that right?
that's right. There's no meeting that Thursday before.
Yeah.
But you guys don't go into any details or anything. We have some spies from other clubs.
Don't tell them the
One
secret
of
sauce.
secrets,
Well,
yeah, that's right.
Okay.
one of the deals about canceling the meeting is we're crediting the breakfast cost to Pigstot. So our net cost for tickets is just $15. So we should all be there.
Yeah.
We expect everybody to be there.
Yep.
So.
Thanks, everybody.
Great. Any other announcements?
I can make,
Okay.
something about the youth exchange. Yesterday, I had the first meeting of our youth exchange committee. And I want to give a reminder to everybody in the club. The season for long-term exchange students, the application process is starting around now. So if you have any kids, teenagers, high school age who are interested in long-term exchange, let us know. Another thing, which is a bit sad, but I noticed our committee is down to 2 members. So, of the youth exchange committee for the district. So if anybody of the club is interested to volunteer and contribute to this committee, please talk to me.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So I met with Community Housing Solutions, and we've locked in the 4th and 5th of October. So that's what we're going to work on. We're partnering with East Greensboro again, and they're going to bring out some folks from A&T. It's another roof project, but I've heard that this one is also very low pitch and all in the shade. So it's October 4th and 5th. I'll send a sign-up genius today. Please plan to be there. Fridays are probably going to be our. They're going to lean on us more for Friday. The A&T folks are going to be out again on Saturday, so keep that in mind.
Okay. Let's see. Judy?
I had a meeting yesterday at Page High School for Club Interact, and it was a great meeting. We had a total of 80 students show up, which is twice as many as we've had the past 2 years, so I'm real happy about that. There said 10 students couldn't come to the meeting, so we're just going to keep pushing it, the numbers. And one of the girls talked to me, told me afterwards that she wants to study abroad, so I need your help on that.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm real excited about your services and what we're doing
I
at
see. Fantastic. Judy's done a fantastic job with this, getting that program going again. Any other announcements? I think it's time for Happy Dollars.
Judy's got a pile of one, so she's either going to Tiffany's or she's.
My happy dollars I got to spend last Friday with my grandbaby, Sadie Grace, and she's 22 months old and full of love and hugs and germs. So I always get sick after I keep her, but I'll take them any day of the week. So it was fun.
That was $3 though.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Very nice. Mark.
So, I want to thank Kelly Harrell for setting up and making arrangements for my wife and her sisters for a lovely time at Grandover Resort. There was champagne everywhere. I don't know how that happened. But in the spirit of happy wife, happy life, thank you very much.
Let's try that real quickly. Thanks for Mark Littrell for giving me a ride to work last week. Appreciate that. Kind of a quick emergency. Justin.
You got anything happening in your life?
You guys haven't seen the onslaught of social media from me. My wife and I gave her to Piper on August 11th, so everybody's happy and healthy. And the other $1 is for Matthew for coming over and letting my dogs out for a week or so.
I will say, Piper Plummer has risen to the top of the cool name list. Person family's on baby watch. My daughter Julie is about to give birth to the 3rd child. His name is Jack. We don't know the middle name yet. But anyway, she is like ready to go. And it's due any minute. And they told her it could be yesterday, last night. I hadn't seen the text yet, but it's on the way. So we're excited. And I'm finally glad to know who let the dogs out.
And everybody's going, Chip has a daughter? That's funny.
Wilder takes the show.
Wilder takes the show, that's true. But, all right. Oh, Grandpappy Lewis told me that, he said, life gave me lemons and I made lemonade. But life did not give me sugar. So I'd like to apologize for the lemonade.
We actually have a couple of minutes left over, so for a quick round of the feud, maybe, if,
Conrad asked for it, he's going to get it. All right, so think it's going to be, Jones, you know if you look down, I'm calling on you. It's going to be the Jones family. The Jones family. All right, you guys know the rules, and I think we're going against the proud papa, the Plummer family. The Plummer family. All right, Jones family. Jones family, play or pass?
Pass.
Really? Wow. All right, we're going over to the All right, we're going over to the Plummer family. All right, Plummer family. Top 5 answers on the board. Name a weather condition that is a 4-letter word. Weather condition that is a 4-letter word. 5 answers on the board. All right, we're going with rain. Number 2 answer. Ding, 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 ding. All right, we got 4 answers left. What do you got, Ryan? Fair. You're going with fair weather. All right. All right, Ken, what you got? 4-letter word describing weather.
Cold.
All right, it's a little bit cold outside. Ding, 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 ding. Number 3 answer. We got 3 answers left on the board. Chip, 4-letter word describing weather. A little early for snow, but that's your number 1 answer. Ding, 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 ding. So we got 2 answers left. We got 1, 2, 3 off the board. You can't help each other. Now, you've seen this game before, right? So if you're not giving any signals, you're looking for help over here. All right. All right, what do you got?
He said it. Sorry. He said it.
All right, we're going to go with icy. All right, we got 1 strike left. 1 strike left. What you got, Wayne? Go with Hale. Now this is a family show. So can you spell that for me? All right. Bring it on. What the? Ding, 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 ding. That's your fifth answer. We got 1 answer left on the board. Weather condition. It's 4 letters long. Can the Plummer family sweep or did Jones get his team? Did you say win? Matthew is breaking. Ding, 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 ding. All right, good job.
Never got your chance to shine. Never got the chance. You got bad counsel in here.
It's exciting just being in the game.
Okay. They were on edge the whole time. Could have gone either way. Really? Well, I see. There's probably a lesson there. Isn't it people always say they regret what they didn't do more than what they did?
Really?
I'm very proud to introduce District Governor Randy Perkins today. I've only known Randy for a short time, basically through pets and the lectures that I've attended where he's talked, but looking forward to hearing what he has to say about our district this year. Randy grew up in Guilford County, went to school at UNCG and studied biology.
Yes, I did.
Okay, great, and then went into education shortly.
Yes.
And then started his own business or went into human resources first with some manufacturing firms in '82, and then formed his own company and decided to be his own boss in '98, Prime Personnel Resources Incorporated. They do staffing, professional placement, things like that. He's married to Rita, and they have 2 children, Reed, and I think you guys may be familiar with Auburn, his pride and joy. And also 3 outstanding, exceptional grandchildren, I understand. Randy's public service is not limited to Rotary, though. Also served as the campaign chair and the board chair of United Way of Alamance County, and also on the board of directors for United Way of North Carolina. Let's see, he's currently on the board of North Carolina 211, is that correct? It's an affiliate of United Way. Also served on the board of the Alamance County Chamber of Commerce, as well as vice chair and board chair in 2012. Currently on the Regional Partnership Workforce Development Board and Alamance County Arts Council. Enjoys fishing and golfing. As far as Rotary goes, he joined Alamance Breakfast Club initially in '98. Was president from 2001 to 2002. Area 3 District Governor. It's a 4-page intro. He was awarded.
Stop anytime.
He was also awarded the 4 Avenues of Service citation for individual Rotarians in 2006, which is a big deal. Joined the Alamance Club in '07, served as District Finance Committee, on the District Finance Committee and Area 3 Foundation advocate. Let's see, also he and Rita both went to India in 2015 for a National Immunization Day. He is, of course, a Paul Harris Fellow and in the Paul Harris Society. Please welcome Randy Perkins.
That's quite an honor for me, and I just really appreciate the introduction. Thank you so much. So, I am Randy Perkins, and I got to tell you something. I'm really proud to be a Rotarian, and I am so proud to be surrounded by Rotarians. And I got to tell you that Rotary changed my life, and it changed my wife's life. And we really enjoy going through all of our clubs. Every club has a different personality. And one thing about Rotary that I'm especially proud about is that Auburn and my son Reed are Rotarians. And I got to tell you, that just means the world to me. Knowing especially how Rotary has changed my life. This has been a 3-year journey for us. And I have notes because without notes, I have a tendency to drone on for hours and hours and hours, and most of it is just mindless drivel. So I have notes to kind of keep me straight since I am a little bit attention deficit. I had an opportunity through this journey, Rita and I had an opportunity to sit down with our Rotary International President, Mark Maloney. And I chatted with him for about 30 minutes, and I just really appreciated the time that we had together. And I found out that he is just like us. He's just a great Southern boy from Alabama. And so when we sat down and talked, we just had so much in common because he has a really strong passion for Rotary. But the important thing is that he believes that in Rotary, we should be flexible, more flexible than we've ever been. Flexible in when we have our meetings and where we have our meetings and what they should be like. I remember too well when I joined the Alamance Breakfast Club, we were not sissies. We met at 6:45 on a Monday morning. But when I remember walking in late, my very first time I walked in late, our Sergeant at Arms stood up and he said, "Please welcome the late Mr. Perkins." After that happens about twice, you know to get there on time. If you think today is a really great day to be a Rotarian, give yourself a big hand. Come on, I want to hear it. So, I just want you to know that We have an outstanding district, a district that I'm very proud of. We have 47 clubs, and I'm truly am standing on the shoulders of our past district governors. And I would like to point out that Mike Conrad has been my mentor, my leader. He has given me so much advice over the year. I would just like to give him a really big hand for all the things that he has done for me, our district, and your club. Give him a big hand. Thank you so much. I asked Walt to provide me with a brag sheet, and I asked him to identify the things, a couple of things that he was really proud of. And he said, great participation in service projects, dynamic members on the district level like Chris Justice, Mike Conrad, and Dan Quinn. Membership levels still increasing. Members are bringing their friends, and I got to tell you, that's quite an honor when your membership is bringing your friends. He said, I asked him for 3 things to challenge his club. He said, and these are 3 things I want each one of you to be thinking about. Get on a committee to help out the board. Get involved with club leadership and district leadership. You only get out of it what you put into it. What's important to us is for you to be active. And I think those are 3 very important challenges. I also asked him to identify a visionary leader, someone that is really making a difference in his club. And he said, and I guess I'll just go ahead and read this person's name because you'll know who it is. He said, Dan Quinn started Pig Stop 7 years ago with 90 people. This year we could have over 1,000 this year. And he adopted Katie from Vietnam. Been helping children of Vietnam ever since. Let's give Dan Quinn a really big hand.
I really appreciate your dedication and leadership and the difference that you're making. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Man, what a project, what a vision. You know, it's legendary now. Just imagine how it will be 10 years from now. I want to go back to when Rita and I went to San Diego. We had an opportunity to meet a lot of the leadership of Rotary International at the very top. And we met volunteers and paid staff, very few paid staff compared to the number of volunteers at the top. And these volunteers were just like me and you. Someone asked them to join Rotary. They joined Rotary, they got involved in the committee, they became president, they became an AG, and they just rose to the top because of their passion for Rotary. The same way with zone people. Met a lot of zone people in San Diego and throughout our travels. We also met a lot of district people. Very impressive district people that have a strong passion for Rotary. But I got to tell you something. If I stand back and look at all of this, all these people that we met, from club level all the way up, there is one truism that I decided upon through all of this, and that is that the most important person in all of Rotary is your president, and I would like to present him with this little pin for his dedication and leadership for this club and his participation in our district. Please give Walt a really big hand. I hope you wear that proud. You know, I kind of feel like I'm preaching to the choir because this club, y'all do so many things at an extraordinary level. But I want to take you back about 20 years ago when I joined Rotary. And after I'd been a member for about 3 months, my president asked me to go to a foundation meeting with him. And I went with him to Guilford Technical Community College. And we had our foundation meeting there. I was green as grass. I didn't know anything about Rotary or the foundation. I had been just a young member. And after the foundation part, this gentleman walked down on stage and I was just so impressed with who he was. And I'm talking about Stuart Fountain. What a leader. What a passion for Rotary. And he introduced to our district the Gold Club. And that has been like one of the most successful programs in District 7690 for the last 20 years. He introduced it, and then the next governor added some things to it and changed it up a little bit, and every governor after that made their own individual personal changes to the Gold Club criteria. And we had clubs that received that award for year after year after year after year, and y'all received that award many, many times.
Every time.
Every time. Thank you. Give you, hey, every time. Give yourself a hand. Yes. So I got a call about a year ago, and Stuart said, you know, it's getting to be a little dated. We probably need to make a change. So I called Tommy Rawson, District Governor-elect, and I called Chris, District Governor-elect nominee, and Slade Lewis. And we took all this criteria and we threw it on the table, and I said, guys, let's go through it and pull out the very best parts. I mean, this is a tried and true method that we've used over the years. Let's just pull out the very best parts. And let's level the playing field so that small clubs can have an opportunity to be recognized. Because many of the small clubs, many of the medium-sized clubs will look at this criteria and they would just give up. They wouldn't even try because it was just so difficult. They didn't have the resources. They didn't have the manpower. So the four of us, over several months, went through and selected the criteria, and then we identified 4 levels: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And we believe that every club in our district now can be, with a little work and a little effort, can be recognized at one of those levels. And for those clubs that have made Gold Club every year for the last 20 years, we put in platinum so that it would be a little bit of a challenge. And my hope for this club this year is that when we go to district conference this year, we will be able to present you with the very first platinum award. And I hope that you will set your sights, Walt, to receive that award at our district conference this year. And I know that all of you guys are going to support me in that effort.
You can thank Chris for moving your bar.
I have really enjoyed working with District Governor-elect Tommy Rosser, and I have really enjoyed working with Chris Justice. And I got to tell you, these two guys are very impressive, and we will have a great leadership team for the next couple of years. As a matter of fact, as you know, Chris is my district conference chair, and we'll be having that district conference at Myrtle Beach. Really looking forward to it. When I came in, I got to tell you something. It was so welcoming to be met in the parking lot with your president. Thank you for doing that. But the other thing that I noticed when I came in, I saw everybody just talking to everybody else. The fellowship was just totally awesome as we were having breakfast. I mean, I was watching you guys, and it's just totally amazing. And I consider that fellowship to be the magic of Rotary. And a lot of you are probably wondering, why do you consider fellowship to be the magic of Rotary? Well, I got to tell you, fellowship becomes friendship over a period of time. I can remember a couple of weeks ago in the membership summit, I stood up in front of everybody. I knew most of the people in the room, and I stood up in front of everybody and I said, how many of you knew me 20 years ago? One person raised their hand. We have two people here. But I knew, I didn't know anyone else in that room except for those two individuals 20 years ago. And now I have friends throughout the entire district. And I can't tell you how much that means to me. What I'm saying to you is that you have a wonderful level of outstanding fellowship in your club. And you need to share that fellowship, because the more you share that fellowship and bring people outside of these walls into this meeting, the more you can accomplish. Our passion is service. I have not had an opportunity as of yet to find out what your latest service opportunities are. I'll do that with our board meeting following this meeting. But I know that this is an exceptional club in terms of service. And this always begins with our motto, service above self. Throughout our division, our district, we see that. We see fellowship, amazing fellowship, and we see amazing service. And so I adopted that as our district theme. District 7690 is where fellowship and service is timeless. Fellowship and service is timeless in our district. The power of Rotary is our membership. And the reason I call it the power of Rotary is because the bigger we get, the more members we have, the more fellowship we can have, the more friendship we can have, the more service we can provide, and the more goodness that we can produce and change people's lives. And we change people's lives through our service projects, through our clubs, through our district, and through Rotary International. The secret of Rotary, as many of you know, is our giving. We have well over $1 billion in our foundation. We use the earnings on that money to send back to clubs to provide outstanding service projects. Our goal for our foundation for the year 2025 is $2.025 billion by 2025. And I hope this club will help us to reach that goal. I'm very proud to announce that the Gate City Rotary Club has 69 Paul Harris Fellows, 69 benefactors, 12 bequest members, 5 major donors, and your all-time giving to the foundation, $409,839. Give yourself a big hand.
I gotta tell you something, it's a little bit frustrating for me to walk into a club and look around and everybody looks like me. Older, you know? So I want to emphasize to you, I encourage you to seek out and identify young folks and women and minorities and bring them in, welcome them into your club. We must have younger folks to carry on the legend that you guys have created. That's important. This is a legendary club. You do legendary activities, legendary service, and it's important to you, to all of us, for you to continue that legend through young people. As you know, the purpose of Rotary is to do good in the world. And we do that through our clubs and our districts and Rotary International. And in 2017, the Board of Directors for Rotary International and our Board of Trustees agreed upon a vision statement that applies to every Rotary club in the world. I'm going to read this vision statement to you. And I want you to decide if that vision statement applies to you. And if it applies to this club. Together, we see a world where people unite, take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. You see, I truly believe that this statement fits this club 110%. Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. I just want to say one other thing. I have this here. I'm taking this banner throughout the entire district. And I'm asking everybody to sign it. And so when I go through the entire district, I'll have 2,500 signatures. And I'm asking your president to give me $1 for each member. So when I go through the district, I will wind up with $2,500. And by the time it's matched by the district, and it's matched by Rotary International, and it's matched by Bill Gates, that $2,500 becomes $15,000 to end polio now. So I would like every one of you to sign this to show your commitment to end polio now. Thank you. Thank you.
Actually, thanks to Tom Richardson, I'm way ahead of you. I've got a check here for you for
Great.
Polio Plus, just a little thing, but our members will be paid up. Trouble finding his check. Like most money, has a hard time getting out of my body. There have been a couple of times, I'm glad you brought that up, but there have been a couple of times when, and Justin can testify to this, when your eyes go up like shutters at 5 in the morning and you think, I've got a child coming, you know, or my son's about to graduate, or I'm getting married tomorrow, and my iShare thing is Platinum Club. Oh snap! 20 years. So I'm hoping you guys will still let me eat breakfast here if we don't get it. Anyway, Randy, thank you so much for that. Great job. We've got one other thing for you to do.
Oh, okay.
Pull a winning ticket.
Sure.
Take our Queen of Hearts. Oh no! Don't pull Mike Conrad's. He won it. Can you read that?
Oh yes, I can actually. Let's see. The last 3 digits: 904. Yeah.
All right. With that, we're adjourned. Board members, stick around, of course.
All right.